Yo, what's good, yo? What's good, kin folk? Welcome to episode 42 of the weekly patch notes. It's your boy Thamziri from X to Skip. And joined with me, I've got young Max. What's good, Holmes?
Hey, how's it going?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. Next up, we got Kid Kojo. Hey.
Yo, what's up?
Good on you, man. Good. And yeah, we're going to be giving you guys some tasty, juicy news on the gaming week that has come and gone. But yeah, you know, if you guys been following the show, please continue to share to your friends. For those of you who are new, like and subscribe if you enjoy the show. It's going to get very nice, and there's going to be some things revealed. Let me just say that. And then, yeah, we're going to get you into the gaming tidbits in a bit. But before we get started, do you have any updates from anyone?
I just want to make note that there was it Konami? I think it was Konami. Yeah, it must have been Konami, who released a game this week, a party game, I believe it's called. I forgot what it was called. Kojo, you might remember it. It might be included in your releases of a week, but it was something Castle Rhythm or something like that, where I was just like, this game actually looks pretty dope. Where I was like, we should get together and play it and record footage of it. It goes for roughly, what was it, $30, $40, $20, somewhere in that margin of $20 to $40. However, it, as much as it has multiplayer, it does not have cross-platform. That's where the issue lies. So I guess that's not something we can play collectively, but it does have local co-op. So if the two of you all were to get together, it could be something you would want to look into.
Yeah, if Kojo invites me to his house, my quad. You know, love you, Kojo.
Man, you're always welcome.
Bruh, I can't. Don't put your pops up in there. They get slapped. Alright, anything from you, Coach?
No, nothing from me.
Okay. Fuck it, let's get it. Alright, move on to the gaming news. First up, Max, what's been going on?
Alright, so we start this week talking about Microsoft. Xbox has struck a partnership with InWorld to bring AI-powered characters, stories, and quests into games. The developing studios under Microsoft will be able to use a system that can generate scripts, dialogue trees, quest lines, and much, much more. So naturally, this has brought about a lot of concerns from different people. There's pushback on this, but we shall see if this pushback leads to anything at all. Because Kojo can correct me on this, but what's their name again? Ubisoft had their own AI-powered thing that they've been looking into to help generate quests and different things like that. And I believe there wasn't any pushback with regards to that. I don't know where that project currently stands on, but it does look like it's an avenue more companies, more developers, more publishers rather, let me say, are looking into as they try to cut costs in different areas and be a little more efficient. With regards to Xbox, I can see why they would do this. They have so many studios under them that being able to just refer to an AI-powered system to generate stuff would be so much easier than burning up manpower to come up with new IPs and different things like that. Anyway, moving on from Microsoft, we go on to Nintendo. Shigeru Miyamoto made a press announcement this week that you can see via Nintendo's Twitter account or website. On it, he revealed that he has been working on a live-action Zelda movie in partnership with Avid Aran, who is the former founder and CEO of Marvel Studios and current chairman of Arad Productions. The two will be producers, and the movie is still years out, but it has Nintendo itself working closely on it. And Westball, the Maze Runner director, is set to direct, while the movie will be distributed by Sony Pictures. Whenever it does come out, I expect a lot of Zelda-affiliated games to also release that year, as it has been the case with Mario this year. This year has been a hella good year for Mario fans. They've been eating good. I think gaming in general has been eating good. So I expect Zelda fans, when this eventually comes out, to be eating good. And I just want to make a quick reference with regards to people eating good this year. I saw a YouTube video where somebody was explaining that their belief of why this year has been a very good gaming year is down to COVID. When COVID struck, companies didn't know what to do, and a lot of things got delayed. Eventually, we shifted into working from home. And obviously, working from isn't as fast paced as working at the office, where they can have people crunching and all of that stuff. So a lot of titles which were supposed to have released in 2020 or 2021 got shifted into this year. And I agree with that outlook, where I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. I can see that happening. And I do agree that COVID is probably the main reason why we're eating good this year. So with that said, I think the knockback will also probably go into 2024, where I personally believe next year will still be eating good. But come 2025, I think things will have died down as we recover from the effects of what COVID did globally. Then next, we get onto Steam news. An OLED Steam Deck has been announced for release this month. This upgraded version will have a better battery life, a longer charging cable, a slightly bigger screen, better Wi-Fi connectivity, and more internal memory. With that also being announced, there's reports that Steam Deck 2 is about 2 to 3 years away from coming out. However, with that said, to put a little bit of salt, pinch of salt, grain of salt, whatever you want to call it, onto the news, Steam has come out and said that they believe the technology for a Steam Deck 2 is currently not available. So I don't know if they are being forthright with that, or if it's just one of those company talks to, calm down excitement and clatter so people can focus on what they currently are releasing and focusing on, instead of saying, another Steam Deck is coming out, let me save my money for that, as opposed to buying the OLED version. Then, on the final news of the week, building on last week's brief news about the backlash of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 2023, reports are circulating that the game was made in 16 months with heavy crunch going into it. Specifically, this report stems from Bloomberg's article. For reference, Call of Duty games usually are allowed to cook for roughly 3 years. And upon this news coming out, Sledgehammer has denied the report, saying no corners were cut in making this game, blah, blah, blah. Personally, I think the reports are true. Not because Jason Schreier wrote the article and is a reputable gaming journalist, but because Sledgehammer usually produce quality games, and when they miss, that's a big, big red flag. And that's it for the news segment. Anything you guys want to share?
First of all, going back to the whole AI engine shit.
Quick point. When I'm on the topic, you can interrupt me to add on to it, so that you don't have to wait until the end of a segment to give your 2 cents.
Fam, I was thinking about it for so long, and then I was just like, okay, that does sound cool, until my thoughts went sideways. Guys, if AI begins to create horror games, when I tell you the level of uncanny valley, if you don't know what that is, Google that shit. The amount of uncanny valley that's going to happen is going to be insane. Like, AI is just going to find a way to notice our fear patterns and get worse and worse. So flippin' terrifying. Nah, I don't know about this, hey? But yeah, I don't know.
Speaking of AI, there's a company in Switzerland who made their CEO an AI robot.
I heard about that. And the AI robot is of color. So that's goddamn.
AI is taking over, man, in every facet. We thought, nah, specialized, high-skilled type of thing, AI can't take over. Nope. Once you have a whole data of information and AI can look over, it starts making better decisions than humans. And it can retain information and refer to specific moments and points better than humans. I wouldn't even be surprised if one day we're going to have AI lawyers where they have the whole history of court cases. And when something pops up, they can point to those individual cases and be like, no, Your Honor, this doesn't fly because in 1972, blah, blah, blah happened. Or in 2001, there was a case, similar case in this instance, and all of that nonsense. AI is taking over, guys.
Yeah, no, that's already happened. The AI has already passed the bar exam as well as medical exams.
Oh,
That's
I heard
already
about
happened.
the bar exam.
Yeah. So like, yeah, I definitely believe for 100%. All right, that's just me. Kojo, anything from you? Gaming news?
To add on to what Maxwell said, two things. One is it's RV, Arad, not Avid. Arad, one.
Oh,
My bad.
Two, you mentioned, I wasn't going to say anything, I probably shouldn't, but you mentioned that Sledgehammer games are noted for quality games. Yeah, about that.
Yeah, no, they've been hiccups, but overall the hits are there. Like Kojo, if you miss 2 out of 10 times, are you still not a big hitter?
No, but do you know what they've hit and what they've missed?
Ah, bro, I can't keep up with everything. I know Vanguard was a miss.
Vanguard was a miss. World War II was a miss. And now, what's it called? The first one that they made on their own, Advanced Warfare, was a bit of a hit. People did like that one. But in the recent one, so they've missed
was
more than they've
Advanced
hit.
Warfare the one with Kat Harrington, or was that the...
No, that's Infinite Warfare. And it's Kit
Okay.
Harington.
My bad. But yes, okay, yeah, the one with him was definitely a miss, and then the one that came after did people much preferred. But yeah, they have hits and misses, but they have more hits than they do misses, I would argue. And out of the three, no wait, correct me if I'm wrong, but out of the three of them, isn't it Sledgehammer? And who are the ones who made the Ghost?
That's Infinity Ward.
Yeah, so isn't it Sledgehammer and Infinity Ward the ones who are usually on point?
No, not even close. It used to be Infinity Ward at the top. And then they fumbled with Ghosts, they fumbled with Infinite Warfare. Then Treyarch showed up with the Black Ops series, and people love the Black Ops series. So in my opinion,
Yeah, my bad. I was saying Black Ops, not Ghost. I was wrong there.
Okay, alright.
Right, there's so many flipping Call of Duties. What the flip?
Keep up, old man.
Nah, it's even worse than Assassin's Creed at this point now.
Yeah, well. But yeah. So yeah, I have a few news topics. Max has said a bunch of the ones I was going to say, so awesome. I don't have to go over those. First one that I want to talk about is Ubisoft. Ubisoft is laying off around 124 people. And the original story was that it came out that Ubisoft is laying off people in a notice to the government of Quebec, because notice laying off people in the Ubisoft Montreal area company, the Montreal branch. And in the notice to the government of Quebec, they said, and I quote, Ubisoft is proceeding with a collective dismissal in its Montreal establishment within the framework of a reorganization of its production support services across Canada. By consolidating these functions Canada-wide, Ubisoft will be able to optimize its resources to be more sustainable in the long term, end quote. Basically, it's just PR speak for saying, yeah, we're letting go of people because it might help us to save money. And they came out in a statement to the public that pretty much said they've been exploring ways to streamline their operations and so that they're better positioned for the long-term success. And they said they're laying off, or no, they didn't say they're laying off, they're saying they are the 124 positions will be affected by this reorganization. And they always say the same thing that all companies say when they're laying off people, is that they'll try and help people to land on their feet again and stuff like that. So we'll see what happens. But that is for Ubisoft. Sticking with layoffs, Tommy, I'm not sure if you know, Maxwell might be familiar. Are you familiar with The Escapist?
No.
Yes, I am.
No.
Okay. So, The Escapist is a gaming website. And there's a bit of a shake-up there, where they let go of the editor-in-chief at Escapist. And this is what he said on Twitter. He said,
"Wait, isn't this the game you and I played?"
No. The Escapist is a website, Tommy.
God damn it, I don't know.
Escape Simulator is the game we play.
Yeah, continue.
Yeah. So Nick Calandra, the former editor-in-chief, now former editor-in-chief at Escapist, this is what he said on Twitter about his departure. And I quote, "I was let go for not achieving goals, quote unquote, that were never properly set out for us, and lack of understanding of our audience and the team that built that audience. I've watched many colleagues let go for the same reasons, and today was my day," end quote. And he wasn't the only one he was let go, but then this next person walked out on his own. Yahtzee Croshaw, who is behind the Zero Punctuation series on YouTube, which is very popular, he left on his own volition. And this is what he said, and I quote, "Today, I formally resigned from The Escapist and Gamers. I don't have the rights to Zero Punctuation, but whatever happens, you'll be hearing my voice again soon in a new place," end quote. And a bunch of other employees also left due to this shakeup that happened. So, yeah, seems like a lot of things being shaken up. Maxwell, Are you going to speak about GTA?
No, everybody and their uncle knows about that.
Well, not everybody. Tommy doesn't. No, I'm kidding. Tommy knows.
Of course, dog. Of course.
I mean, I feel like, yes, everybody knows, but I feel like it would be remiss not to mention it. So, everybody knows by now, as Maxwell said, but in case you've been sleeping under a rock, GTA 6 has been, it was announced last year that, Rockstar announced that they were working on the next iteration of the Grand Theft Auto series. But this past week, Sam Houser dropped a bombshell on people that we should expect a trailer.
I thought you were going to try and make like a pun of they dropped an Oppenheimer.
No, I'm not that clever, unfortunately. But yeah, so Sam Houser dropped a bomb earlier this week, and it was a whole statement that he wrote on the website, and he pretty much said, the next month, which is December, will mark the 25th anniversary of Rockstar Games, and then he went to thank the players and people like that. The players are people who the players who have played the games over the years. And he said that, the studio was founded in 1998 to create games and to be the best, to make the best games as possible and stuff like that. And then he said at the end of the statement that, early December, we're going to see a trailer for the next iteration of the next Grand Theft Auto game. And I like how he said the next Grand Theft Auto game, and he didn't say Grand Theft Auto 6. Most people are saying, yeah, it is 6, but what if it's another titled game, like a San Andreas or a Vice City or Liberty
That's
City
what I've been
story?
saying, bro. That's what I've been saying. It's going to be the Ballad of Gay Tony remastered.
No, it's going to be a brand new game. But I want it to be a titled game. Like, I feel like...
Grand Theft Auto Somalia.
You know what? Grand Theft Auto... One day, it will happen. It might not be called Somalia because of reasons, but it will happen. But yeah, he pretty much said that they're excited for us to see the trailer. Maxwell and I suspect it's going to be at the Game Awards, which is early December. Which, if it is, it'll probably be the last trailer they show, or the first one to throw us off balance. But I think it'll be the last one, if it is indeed going to be at the Game Awards, or if they are going to show it on their own. Because Rockstar have usually shown off their trailers on their own. With Red Dead Redemption 2, they showed off the trailer on its own. With the original GTA 5, they showed off the trailer on their own. So who knows? But I mean, if there's ever a place to show it, Game Awards is the place to show it. So that is it for GTA. And my last bit of news is about Sony and PlayStation. So, Sony, as if people don't know, and PlayStations, they've been trying to go in the direction of live service games. They've been trying to really push that. And it hasn't been received well by their fans. And the current president, Hiroki Totoki, said in a financial statement that they had 12 live service PlayStation games in the works, but they're scaling it down to 6. And they were going to release all 12 by the end of the fiscal year 2025, which is March 2026. But then they've scaled it down to 6. Now, in my opinion, 6 alone is too much. 12 is just stupid. But that's just me. So people are, because with the Naughty Dog, we're working on the Last of Us multiplayer game, but that's on ice. So people are looking at that and going, oh, things are not looking good for these live service things. And other people have said, look, this one guy I watch, or from time to time I see on YouTube, Luke Stevens, he said, we should stop taking single player studios and forcing them to make multiplayer games. For example, this Naughty Dog one. But then the biggest example so far is a game that isn't even out yet and people hate it, which is Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. So, which was received poorly when the game came out. The game trailer, the gameplay came out earlier this year, voice crack. So, yeah, I don't know. I think Sony pushing this live service thing too hard they're losing sight of what makes people want to play their games, which is single player narrative driven games. In my opinion, you can have your live service games, but create new studios, which is what they've done. They've created like 1 or 2 new studios to work on the live service.
Let's see if we can count up to 6, if not 12 live service games. They've got the Faction one. They've got the Horizon game.
Yes.
What else would they possibly have that we might be forgetting that they showed during one of their events and we just completely forgot about it?
You completely forgot about it. I didn't. So earlier this year they had the Sony State of Play and they announced 2 games, Fair Games and Concord. Now, Fair Games to me they released a CG trailer for Fair Games, and it kind of reminds me of The Finals, which is being made by Mbox Studios, which are former DICE developers. So, and also, side note, people have been playing The Finals and people have been liking it. Other people have been saying that's a mixed bag, whatever. But that's besides the point. Concord is another game that they showed literally a title CG trailer of, and I don't know much about that. But that one intrigues me because it looks like there's space involved, and I love everything space and sci-fi. So I'm more interested in that one.
And we also have Santa Monica working on some new IP. Yeah.
Yes, but I really hope that isn't. I don't think it's live service.
You'll be surprised because it's all about Sony losing touch of what's important. And I'll agree to an extent, but at the same time, competition is getting a lot more fierce because the problem with current gaming is Nintendo is in a niche of its own. So they are genuinely allowed to do whatever the hell they please and no one's going to criticize them. But the minute Sony or Xbox, or rather let me say Microsoft, the minute one of them tries to do something different, people come in and criticize, especially the console shills. Whether it's your Xbox or your Sony ponies, but Microsoft does a thing, doesn't work out, people come in making fun of them. Sony does a thing and it doesn't work out, people come in making fun of them. Nintendo does a thing and it doesn't work out. Oh, great for Nintendo for sticking to their guns and trying different things and ensuring that it's all about the game. So it's like, I feel it's the audience forcing Sony and Microsoft into these directions.
Yeah, it is. I can see your point and I can agree to it to an extent, but yeah, we just have to wait and see these six. What did I just say? We just have to wait and see these 6 games that they work on.
I was also wondering, like, what is that word? Let me hear him say the correct pronunciation. That way I can figure out what he was trying to say. And now I've heard it, I'm like, nah, dog, you are way off. It's like you were trying to talk a different language.
I don't know what that was. I'm sorry. I apologize. And that is it for my gaming news.
Thank you, my good man. All right, moving on to the gaming corner. So, what's been released, my guy?
Just a handful of stuff. So, first up, we have a game called The Invincible, which was released on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, and PC. Released on November 6th, 2023. Currently sitting at a 73 on Metacritic. Next, we have Nickelodeon All-Stars Brawl number 2, because the first one was a big hit, which it wasn't. So they decided to make a second one, which people are liking a lot more, from what I see. Released on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. Released on November 7th, 2023. So if you guys don't know, Nickelodeon All-Stars Brawl 2 is pretty much multiverses and Smash Bros, but with Nickelodeon characters. What do you guys think it's sitting, what score is at on Metacritic, Tommy?
71.
71, okay. Maxwell?
Given that it had a positive reception, I'm going to go with 82.
82, okay. Tommy wins this one. It's sitting at a 75.
Hey, let's go.
What the flip?
I want something.
Right.
I'll buy you a chocolate next time I see you.
Hey, nigga, I'm finna hold you to that.
You can. I'm a man of my word. Ask Max.
Oh, yeah.
To an extent. Anyway, so yes. Next up, we have a game called Salt and Sacrifice, released on the Switch on November 7th, 2023. Next up, we have a game called The Forest Cathedral, released on PlayStation 5, released on November 7th, 2023. Then we have Risk of Rain Returns, released on Switch and PC, released on November 8th, 2023, currently sitting at an 85 on Metacritic. Next up, we have a game called 9 Years of Shadows, released on Switch on November 9th, 2023. Next up, we have, voice crack. We have a game called Berserk Recharged, released on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. Released on November 9th, 2023. Next up, we have Like a Gaiden, The Man Who Raised His Name. Released on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. This is a new game in the Yakuza series. And what do you guys think its Metacritic score is? Tell me first.
80.
80, okay. Maxwell?
Phew, this one's tough. 83.
83, okay. Tommy wins again. It is on the 70. And finally, as we've already mentioned this game before, earlier this podcast, but it is the Juggernaut, the big one of the big ones of the year and one of the big ones of every single year. It is, of course, I am talking about the one, the only Call of Duty and its newest iteration, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 2023, not to be confused with Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 2011. Two different games, kinda, sort of, yes. Unfortunately, as of the time of this recording, the Metacritic score is not up, but when it is up, we'll let you guys know next episode. But I will say that I've been watching the multiplayer. I did play the beta for the multiplayer and I did enjoy it, although I did say that it was lazy, that they're just remaking, what's it called? The maps from the original Modern Warfare 2 2009. All 16 maps are the multiplayer maps for for this new game. And that actually brings me up to my next point, which I was going to mention if Maxwell didn't mention the development time for the Call of Duty. Apparently, according to Bloomberg, this Modern Warfare game was supposed to be an expansion for Modern Warfare 2 last year's game. And Sledgehammer pitched Advanced Warfare 2, but then Activision turned it down in favor of this new game. So which is weird. Well, it's not weird because look, the Modern Warfare series is Infinity Ward series, but Sledgehammer worked on this one in partnership with Infinity Ward. And the multiplayer has been, people are liking the multiplayer, but the campaign has been reviled. It's been, people have hated it, saying it's top voice crack, saying it is the worst campaign Call of Duty has ever come out with, which is a shock because people really didn't like Vanguard. But yeah, people said it was cobbled together quick, which in line with what Bloomberg and what Maxwell said about its development time makes sense. Because they thought that it was going to be an expansion. So like, okay, since it's just an expansion, we don't really need that much time. But then they said, nope. Activision was like, nope, it's a mainline game now and we need it soon. And then they had to like cobble together this thing, which people are not liking. But
I don't understand how they confused it with an expansion. Because when has modern Call of Duty had expansions?
See, that is the question. That is a very good question because I also thought the same thing myself. Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, but like you said, the Sledgehammer games came out and denied all of this. But yeah, but anyway, that is it for the releases of the week. And
Thanks, man. Max, any releases you know of?
Just that Rhythm Castle indie game, which looks like a lot of fun. People should go out and give that a try if they have the money for that. If they don't, they should go check out a trailer or something like that. It's a fusion. It's like Guitar Hero meets is it Guitar Hero meets Little Big Planet or Guitar Hero meets something else? I don't remember what it is, but I like the vibe of it. If I have the money, I might just even buy it for myself. Fuck you guys.
That sounds dope. Okay, shit. I bet. No game releases from my side that I know of.
Oh, I figured what I'll do.
What?
But nah, that's not gonna be possible. I was gonna say I'm gonna buy it, then I'll just play with my girlfriend.
Oh, yeah. I mean, either way, that could work. It Takes Two.
It doesn't. Yeah, it looks like the type of game you need to play it with somebody else. If you play by yourself, it's probably not as fun.
That makes sense. Alright. Yeah, no, nothing from my side. Guess that brings us to the halfway point. Ladies and gents, if you are liking this so far, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And okay, moving on to the content creator side. So I've got two. First up, we have XQC admits that he should have retired 2 years ago, despite the $100 million kick deal. Right, so yeah, for those who don't know, XQC, one of the biggest names in the streaming world, and yeah, he's like made a fortune after being suspended from like Overwatch League. Yeah, he took the life of live streaming. Anyways, so he regrets not retiring from streaming back in 2021, and yeah, he says he has a very hot take looking back. I should have probably retired 2 years ago. Now I'm probably never going to retire, but looking back, I can definitely tell you it was, yeah. If I had to tell you, I should have retired like 2 years ago. So yeah, pretty interesting that he would say that, because I mean, I don't watch his content a lot, but I mean, he is like highly spoken about, and so I'm amazed that he actually wanted to quit, because I mean, shit. Who would we have if not XQC causing up drama and saying the most bizarre things? But yeah, anyways, moving on, something very sad that most of us Coomers are going to have to come to terms with, but Emily Renaudot, who most people have thought is Mizkif, the OTK streamer, many people thought that they were siblings. Turns out she's not actually his sister. It's just a long-lasting joke that they've kept within the Mizkif community. Now, I was shocked at this because I've known these two for quite a while, but not that deep, clearly. Jeez. There's even been drama around people thinking that Emily was Mizkif's sister, and if you try to like flirt with her or whatever, shit got weird. But I guess it kind of helps then, because if they're not really related, then, you know, Emily doing Only Friends, I mean, then it's not weird, I guess. I don't know. The fuck? But yeah, anyways, if you don't know, guys, go check out Emily Ronaldo's videos or Mizkif's videos where they feature together. And you can obviously then see why I'm shocked as to, they even look alike, bro, or similar. I don't know, shit. They look, yeah. I don't know. That's odd to me. And yeah, that's my content creator news. Kojo, any from your side?
No, none from my side.
Wow, okay. Max?
No, nothing from me.
Gucci gang. Moving on to the esports section. Right, so I'm just going to give you guys the updates on what's going on in the League World Championships. So, great games. Let me just tell y'all, great games. My money right now is either on SKT T1 or BLG, because great games, guys. Anyways, so as of this recording, the next day following will be the 11th of November 2023. We have the knockout stages of the semi-finals. First up, we have Weebu Gaming versus BLG. It's probably going to be a pretty dope-ass match, because BLG have been the underdogs that have just been flipping showing up big. Next up, on November 12th, 2023, we have SKT T1 versus JDG. JDG has been showing some steady progress during the course of the World Championship, but T1, I would be surprised if they do not win against if they do not win against JDG, because I mean, yeah, they and then November 19th, 2023, we'll have the finals. Obviously this is then to be discussed once we know who the winners are of the semi-finals in the knockout stages. But yes, in the previous week, November 2nd, we had NRG lose 0-3 to Weibo Gaming. Then we had Genji lose 2 to BLG's 3. Now, this was the match that was flipping insane, because each team would win like one after the other, you know. So it's like BLG would first start. They secured the first win against Genji. Genji came back quick, you know, trying to defend their honor. Then they won, and you get, the rest is history. Shit was lit, guys. Holy flip. Then we had JDG versus the KT Rolster. JDG winning with a 3-1. Then we have LNG, who lost 3 to T1. So yeah, it was a very interesting week of the League of Legends World Championships. So on to the semi-finals. Starting tomorrow, well, at the time of this recording. And that is my esports. Kojo?
Yeah, a couple of things. So, first off, let's talk about some sad news. Everybody, F's in chat, take off your caps. Let's all pay respects. Because, unfortunately, after my math is 7 years. Well, let me know. Since Ooh, Jesus Christ. Okay.
This better be good. This better be good. It better not be a troll.
What do you mean? It's something that you already know.
No, because you're saying F in chat, let's take off our caps, and with knowing you're probably about to troll.
I'm not, but it's a news that we all know anyway. So, but I'm just telling the audience. Anyway, but yes. Since 6 years, it's been 6 years. Yeah, my math was right. 6-ish years. So, the Overwatch League is officially over. It's a shame, because since its inception, when it first started in 2018, I actually watched that season, and that season was lit. It was awesome. And then my interest in Overwatch faded over the years, and so I didn't watch the Overwatch League. But it is sad. But this is what an Activision Blizzard spokesperson said in a statement to IGN, and I quote, "We are transitioning from the Overwatch League and evolving competitive Overwatch in a new direction. We are grateful to everyone who made the Overwatch League possible and remain focused on building our vision of a revitalized esports program. We're excited to share details with you in the near future," end quote. So it looked like the writing was on the wall for a while, because earlier this a few months ago was the end of the 2023 season of the Overwatch League, and if you watched the last minutes of the last broadcast, you could see that the presenters and everybody knew that it was pretty much the ending was the writing was on the wall because of it was sad. People, there was the way they were saying goodbye. Well, they weren't saying, "Oh, we'll never see you again." Like, bye, this is the end. They didn't say that, but you could tell when they were signing off for the year that it was sort of like they were signing off forever, if that makes sense. But yeah, it's a shame. I wonder what's going to happen to these players and obviously the people who behind the scenes who made this league possible. And I'm interested to see, seeing as they said they're going to take it in a new direction, I want to see what they do with it. But it just goes to show, like, esports, yes, Overwatch's popularity had something to do with the failing of the esports, but esports in general, like we've discussed many times this podcast, esports has just been failing, man. Like, it's just not been doing well. And it's not just Overwatch League, it's everything from even like the ALGS has its growing pains, the League Esports has its growing pains, it's just, yeah, it's horrible. But sticking with Overwatch, last week I did say that this week I would have something to share with you all. Well, the Overwatch League, not Overwatch League, Jesus Christ, the Overwatch World Cup took place at BlizzCon last week. And on November the 4th, the final took place. This all happened in Anaheim, California, I believe. Yes, the Anaheim Convention Center. And there were a lot of teams that took part. And I was going to go through all of them and have you guys guess who won. But there's just way too many names to go through. So just Tammy and Max will just name a country that you think won. I'll tell you if they're in it or not. Just name a country, Max. Tammy, go.
Denmark.
Is Denmark here? Let me see. No, Denmark is not here. Choose another one.
Spain.
South Korea.
Spain. Okay, South Korea is here. So Maxwell's is South Korea.
Obvious.
Tammy said Spain. Spain is here. Okay.
Mr. Worldwide.
So, Tammy says Spain. Maxwell says South Korea. I would have said South Korea or China, but this one surprised me. I'm not gonna lie. But then again, it shouldn't, because their esports scene is up and coming and it's really, really big. Team Saudi Arabia won.
Funded by the Prince. Yo, I don't know if we're gonna get flagged for that.
You are. I didn't say anything, guys.
Really want to.
I didn't say anything. Tommy said it. Maxwell and I are completely innocent. He said none.
Sure.
But yeah, so Team Saudi Arabia took that victory. It was a hard-fought battle, but they emerged victorious. And it was a fun time to watch. I didn't watch it, but apparently it was fun. They fought against China, which is a dominant, team, and it was close, but then they won 3-2. Saudi Arabia, won 3-2. And yeah, that is it for my esports news.
Oh well, okay. Kojo, Max, anything from your side?
No.
None. Rot. Now, do we have anything to discuss, gentlemen?
Not from me, no.
Okay. Max, anything to discuss?
No.
Subpar. Wait. Cool, that brings us into the news blitz. Max, take it away, bro.
All right. So, quick news blitz. We start off talking about PlayStation, who is joining Xbox in removing Twitter from their platform. From November 13 and onwards, the app will no longer be available on the platform, and Musk has personally said that he'll look into why the two companies pulled out. Spoiler alert, it's probably because the API costs company $42,000 annually, and they probably look at that like, people barely use Twitter anyway. Why should we be paying $42,000 for something our players and users are barely even interacting with?
Seems legit.
Yeah, sticking with Sony, Kojo already mentioned this in the news segment, but the publisher have delayed 12 of their live service games, and they've decided to cut it down to 6 where at least 6 of them will release by 2026. Who knows when the other 6 will release? But I am telling you now that we are not going to get 6 live service games by 2026. That's too short of a window. Then Epic revealed this week that despite the amount of effort put into the Epic Game Store, it is still yet to be profitable for the company. And lastly, to close off the news blitz, Snoop Dogg and his son are creating their own gaming studio called Death Row Games. Who wants to place a bet on how far that will go?
I mean, when last we hear about Terry Crews and his son playing shit? And fucking when last did Snoop Dogg even stream, bruh? Shit.
To me, this is just a situation of an old dude with too much money and his kid thinking he understands what goes into gaming.
His kid was probably a fan of FaZe.
Because correct me if I'm wrong, but Kojo, you might know better. Doesn't LeBron James' son have some esport game thing going on? Or had going on? Like a team or something?
I think I heard something along those lines as well, yeah, but I'm not too sure about the specifics.
Yeah, but then what happened to that? Because I remember seeing a short clip of the son was talking to somebody else. I forgot who he was talking to, but basically telling him like, yeah, man, you can make money off of gaming. You can be a professional gamer and stuff like that. And all of this jazz. But I just feel like people with money need to be able to differentiate between doing something you enjoy and just having the resources to get into it deeper versus it being your livelihood and having to perform on it. Because for them, if they fail, it's whatever. Like, it reminds me of when rappers have kids and their kids also want to be artists. How many, name me one rapper whose kid became an artist themselves.
A rapper? Aye, man. Adonis is doing some shit with Drake. Okay. Yeah, no, it's really not. Okay.
Yeah, like, what I'm trying to point out is you are not built in the environment necessary to necessitate the hunger and drive for that thing. You have everything at your lap to be successful, so you don't know what is required, the drive, the hunger, the will, your back against the wall to succeed. That's it. You don't have any of that because you were built in comfort. You're like a marshmallow. You're not hard, you're not rough, you're not like all the other people who were like your parents. Your parents were built in rougher conditions, and that's how they came up. The people performing, and I don't want to just stick to rap, but just in general, people who are on the come up were built in rough circumstances, and that's why, because you're going to have challenges come your way, but you have the drive, the tenacity, the hunger to be continuing going, even when you're failing. Have a belief in yourself, as opposed to, yeah, this will cost 20,000 to release this album, or this will cost 20,000 to join this team. Right, here's my 20,000. Other people probably had to go and suck dick or something to get that 20,000. I'm just saying.
Okay, gruesome. It's bad.
That was my mini rant. But then also there's the other factor of Snoop's other ventures. How far do they go? So when Snoop is talking about something he's not really passionate about, I am very hesitant to believe he'll go anywhere. And people will be like, but Snoop is a gamer. Yeah, a casual gamer. He's not a hardcore gamer. So I don't think this is going to go anywhere. If he was a hardcore gamer, then the whole FaZe Clan thing would have gone somewhere.
I agree. Well, even like the Meryl Streep thing as well. Like, when last did he do that shit with her?
Exactly. So for me, it's like
Meryl Streep or Martha Stewart?
Whatever, dog. Racist. You know what I'm talking about. They old.
But basically, for me, it's just like if he doesn't have a genuine interest in it, he just looks at it as a business opportunity.
Oh, facts. Get racks, of course.
I believe the only two things Snoop Dogg's actually passionate about outside of weed is music and then his NFL team.
Yeah. I was gonna like, the only thing he ever streams is NFL. Literally nothing else, even though he's in Call of Duty, but whatever. At least Nicki Minaj tried.
Bro, we're surrounded by money and we can't even catch a break.
Hey, bro. I just want a PC that can at least run this shit, but whatever. Alright, is that it for the news blitz, my guy?
Indeed, unless you guys have anything to add.
No, not really. I find it bullshit how YouTube is your account can now get banned, or suspended. I forget which one. If you do not watch ads, or if you don't have premium. Let me start. If you do not have premium and you try to watch a YouTube video with ad block, yeah, you get fucked.
That's a whole ass discussion. It's not a news blitz.
No, facts. It's bullshit. But yeah, we'll discuss it on the next episode. So yeah, y'all better stay tuned because we release every week. But yeah, anyways, that brings us to the end of the show.
Wait, hold on. You didn't ask me if I have news blitz.
Do you have any news blitz, my neck?
I have one thing.
Oh, okay, go for it.
And it's really quick. I'll say it in 5 seconds. Are you ready? Countdown. So, Marvel Spider-Man 2 has sold 5 million copies.
Sorry.
Man, anyway.
Yeah.
Marvel Spider-Man 2 has sold 5 million copies in its first 11 days. Yeah, that's it.
So who was saying something game of the year contender something?
It is though.
It is.
Yeah, we'll see.
We've had a lot of game of the year contenders, but because I was looking, when the Game Awards comes up again, we all have to look back at what we predicted was going to be in our 6th and state before the Game Awards whether or not we want to change it. Because I definitely want to change my predictions now that we've lived through. Because those predictions was before experiencing any of these games, basing things off of reputation, hype, and all of that stuff. Because I definitely don't anymore think Starfield is a Game of the Year contender. Was it hyped? Yeah. Hell yeah. But then there are other games which I didn't consider, like Baldur's Gate, which I think is definitely going to be a Game of the Year's contender. And then the other games which I put in there, like Diablo 4, where I really question if it'll still be a Game of the Year contender, considering the bad blood it's generated. So before the Game Awards, we definitely have to have a pre-run show or pre-show.
I agree. But yeah, that brings us to the end of episode 42. And gents, thank you so much. And to the listeners, thank you all so much. It's been your boy Thamziri. With me was Maxwell and Kid Kojo. And yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. Please do like and subscribe if you enjoyed the show, and share to many people that you know. And yeah, flippin', stay healthy, stay good, stay safe, and we'll check you on the next one. Peace out.